guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who might be new here, my name is April, and today we're seated here at my vanity and we're going to be talking about my eyeshadow palette collection. It's actually going to be a two-part video because I have so many palettes. I have a drawer that's full of the singles and the smaller palettes, and then I have a drawer full of the larger palettes, and those are going to be coming in part two. So go ahead, grab a snack, grab a drink. It's going to be kind of a longer video. If you haven't already, don't forget to click bell notifications down here. It'll let you know every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's get into the eyeshadow. Alright guys, so we're going to be starting with the larger palettes out of the drawer, just kind of my medium-sized palettes at this point. And I've got a mix of, I guess, higher end. There's some drugstore, pretty good mix here. So first one we have here is actually going to be a Wet n Wild 10 pan palette. I just picked it up. It was probably just right before Halloween. This one's in the shade, it's called Coffin Break. Very pretty. I like the yellows, the oranges. It's got some really pretty shimmers to it. Transition shades are really pretty. So it's very blendable, very, very wearable. I really like that palette. Okay, so the next one that I have here is going to be the Wet palette. It's a Bretman Rock collaboration with ColourPop. I like this palette. The only problem is I haven't got too much use out of it. Some of the shades here, like Finish and I'm Chillin', are kind of powdery. However, Thickums, the silver one right here, oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's probably the largest reason I have not decluttered this palette yet. If you guys have any looks, any suggestions, anything like that with this palette, that'd be awesome if you could leave in the comments down below. I don't know, I'm having a hard time. I think Fishy is not horrible. It's kind of a pretty, almost metallic teal. A little bit of black to it. If I don't get any more use out of this soon, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on. I know my daughter was eyeing it. She eyes all of my makeup. Alright, so the next one I have here is going to be, it's a little Morphe palette. It's a 12P palette, and I believe it's also called the Picasso palette. It's really cute. It's just a little 12 pan palette. It reminds me almost of a little paint palette you'd pick up for your kid from the store. I only have used it one time that I can think of. I used the red shade and the white shade for the look I made for 4th of July. And I think I dipped into this one a little bit also. I need to definitely keep this in the forefront and try to get some more use out of it before it hits its expiration. This next palette has definitely seen some traveling. It's definitely seen some love. It is the Dream Street palette. It's a collaboration with Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. I believe this collaboration happened about a year and a half ago. So I've had it for a while. I was a little bit late to the game. I kind of eyed it for a long time before I picked it up, but as you can tell, it's definitely had some love. It's traveled with me to Georgia and a couple other places, so definitely love this. It's really pretty packaging. The color story in it's very beautiful. I really like Spark and Water Bear. I just haven't used them. I've definitely stuck to the more neutral shadows. Use Kaleidoscope quite a bit and Mooney. One of these shadows, I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Stardust. It's either Stardust or Twinkle. Had almost like a copper penny, beautiful look to it when I put it on. Absolutely loved it. But I definitely want to get some more use out of it and hit these two shades for sure. I'm going to be doing some tutorials really soon. If you'd like one of them to include this palette, go ahead and leave that in the comments down below and I'll make sure I add it to the list. Alright, so this next one is absolutely stunning. I love this palette so much. So much so that I actually did a tutorial with this palette and the rest of the collection that I purchased. And I'll go ahead and link that up above so that you can watch that if you want to. This is the Sweet Talk Pressed Powder palette. It has pressed powder shadows, also has a Super Shock shadow, which is absolutely beautiful. They actually have this in Ulta now, so that's really nice. You don't have to just order it through their website. Alright, so this next palette is absolutely beautiful. The packaging to start with caught my eye. I found this one at Ulta. Hadn't really heard too much about it, honestly, until after I purchased this palette. But I do love this palette very, very much. It's the Truly Madly Deeply palette from ColourPop. It's a 16 pan palette. It has some glitters, it has mattes. It looks almost like a sequin shadow down here. I think it was $23 for this palette, and from all the use I've gotten out of it so far, it was definitely worth it. This palette, I was extremely excited. They had several different palettes that they were sending out, and this palette is the one that majorly caught my eye. It's a Snow Angels palette from Dose of Colors, and I mean, look at this palette. It is so pretty. I love this blue, especially caught my eye. Definitely the berry shades caught my attention as well. The next palette I have here is the Violet Voss Essentials Pro Series eyeshadow palette. It's a 10-pan palette, and I talked about it in my last video, the August-September BoxyCharm unboxing video, and I'll go ahead and link that in the description box below. That way you can take a look at the video. So yeah, that's a very, very pretty palette. The last one here is this palette. It's a Grandiose palette by Ace. I think it's Beauté is how you pronounce it. I've heard a lot of people, you know, pronounce it different ways. So here is the front of the palette. Stunning, very beautiful. It's got the name of it right here. And then you get into it, and it's got these beautiful shadows here, beautiful design on the inside. I wouldn't call it a neutral palette simply because you do have some color to it. You have some shimmer. There's a good transition shade here. Cinnamon actually works as a great one as well. I got this one from BoxyCharm also. If you haven't ever subscribed to BoxyCharm, I definitely would at least look into it. Subscribe for at least 1 month, try it out and see what you think. I've received a lot of beautiful, well-formulated palettes that way. And definitely, you know, it's $25 now, but some of these palettes retail for up into the $50 range. So it's definitely worth it. I'll also link that down in the description box below so that you can check that out if you've thought about it. Just take a peek and see what you think. Alright guys, next up are my mostly monochromatic palettes. First of all, we'll go with this one. This one is by NYX. It's the Ultimate Multi-Finish Shadow Palette. It's in the shade Sugar High, and it has beautiful like vanilla, brown, pink, and purples. We have mattes, we have metallics, and there's glitters here. Shades in this palette are very pretty. Let me go ahead and let's swatch some of the pinks. Oh my goodness, that one's beautiful. I mean, look at that glitter. It's so pretty. Very, very pretty. Definitely love these. I need to get back into wearing pinks. I've been very much into greens and blues and stuff lately, so I need to get back into my pinks and my purples. So, real quick, this one's not monochromatic, but I very much enjoy this palette. It is the 9C Jewel Crew from Wolfe. I believe I ordered this from their website. I don't remember what the price was on it, but it's very pretty. And it's got purples, browns. This one's like a gold color. Very pretty transition shades, very pretty brow bone shades. You can make definitely a lot of looks out of this palette. I really very much enjoy their 9-pan palettes. Next one is the ColourPop Orange You Glad palette. I absolutely love this. I really wasn't into a lot of color for the longest time, but I've definitely been jumping out of my comfort zone, purchasing more colorful palettes. Here's what the shadows look like. Very, very pretty. Now, a couple of these palettes do have a glitter right here in the center, and it's not approved for use in the eye area, so keep that in mind. I haven't dipped into any of those yet. I definitely want to try to figure out something so that I get use out of the entire palette. This is the Honey palette. It's the yellow monochromatic from ColourPop. Again, same awesome packaging. And here are the shades there. The next palette is the Just My Luck palette. Again, it's the green monochromatic palette. Very pretty. It's got some browns, some darker greens. It's got a yellowish green glittery shade here. It's got even some green transition shades. So until I got this palette, I wasn't too into greens. This one definitely made me want to start picking up greens and doing more looks with greens. So I got this one, and I got some of the Super Shocks that I'll show you here in a little bit, and kind of had some fun around St. Patrick's Day. Unfortunately, I believe I actually received them on St. Patrick's Day, so I didn't get any looks posted because I was busy. I believe I worked that day, so I didn't get any looks actually posted this year, but there's always next year. Here we have the Blue Moon palette. I really like it. Some of the shades, when I swatched, They were kind of powdery, like Moonlight was kind of powdery and so was Starry Eyed, but definitely it's just all in how you work with the shadows. This shade here, unlike some of the other palettes, is not a glitter. It's just a shimmery shadow, which is very pretty. So if you're interested in anything blue and monochromatic that's definitely not going to break the bank, this is definitely a good palette to pick up, along with the rest of the other palettes that they have. They're only about $12, and you get decent sized pans on them, a full size mirror, little palette that you can travel with. So it's definitely a lot of pluses for those palettes. This one is my absolute, it's gotta be my favorite, honestly, so far. It is the Smoke Show palette, and actually I'm excited that my camera's picking it up so well. It's got blacks, grays, whites. It's a very, very stunning palette. I was so excited they finally came out with something like this. There's just something about a black, gray, silver, white, smoky eye. Look at some of these shadows. I mean, these two, especially right here. The first one's Starstruck, the other one is Full Metal. Just the pigmentation on these shadows, absolutely amazing. I love the eye looks that I've come up with so far. I'm going to be doing a tutorial pretty soon with this. I picked this up and some other shadows I'll show you here in a minute, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial with them along with some eyeliners from the collection. Only thing I think I did not pick up was like cheek products and a lip product, because I have an idea in mind for some lip products I already had to go with this. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be coming really soon. So brings us to the little palettes here. I love the storage method. Then again, I do not. I mean, it definitely works to keep my drawer organized. If you guys have any thoughts or any storage methods for any like smaller palettes and stuff like that that work for you, leave them in the comment section down below. I'm trying to redo all of my storage in general in my beauty area. I have a set of drawers over here and I have a set over there, each on a different side of my vanity. I'm redoing them, so I'm going to be painting them. I'm going to be putting some flocking on some of the drawers, some decorations, stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. Either I will make a video on that or I'll post it on my Instagram once it's done. Okay, so first up is this 5-pan mini Lila palette from Natasha Denona. People have made comments about the fact that they don't think that this formula is as good as her regular palettes. I love this. I got it for 25 bucks at Sephora. It's not something I wear every day, but it's definitely something I've created some really pretty looks with. I love it going into this time of year. I really like this formula. I've never picked up a full-size palette, but if it's as good as these shadows, I definitely will be. Alright, so next is this Infallible Paints Metallics from L'Oreal. It's in color 406 Violet Luster. It almost kind of reminds me of one of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. That soft, buttery, just very unique texture. I really, really like that. So next up we have this little, it is a priming shadow stick in the color Jelly Bean. And I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen a jelly bean this color. It's really pretty and I definitely need to use it. Very, very pretty. It's almost like a grayish brown color. And that's what it looks like there. It's very pretty. Okay, next palette I have here is Violet Voss. It's the Berry Burst Fun Size palette. And this is a very fun palette. I really, really like this palette. Little 10-pan palette. The shades are so pretty, especially the berry tones. I absolutely love them. Good transition shades. I love the browns in here. And all these shades mix really well together. You can do like a true berry look or a true nude look, or you can mix them up. Very cute palette. So next we have, we'll go ahead and dip into these. These are two of the palettes from Huda Beauty. I have the Sapphire Obsessions and Amethyst Obsessions. Definitely got more use out of this one lately. Gorgeous color story with this palette, and it also has the full-size mirror for the compact there. And the Sapphire Obsession, same full-size mirror. These colors are stunning. Absolutely love them. I need to get a little bit more use out of this. Just really need to sit down, honestly, when I have the time and play with makeup more. I'm really excited to dip into these a little bit more. Alright, so these are two of my favorite smaller palettes. I've got Naked Basics and Naked 2 Basics. They are little 6-pan palettes. Again, palette has a full-size mirror, and it's got 6 beautiful shades. As you can tell, I definitely love this very, very much. I've hit pan on 4 out of the 6, and I'm very close on number 5 here. This shade I just don't use very often because I don't usually go in that deep. On the Naked 2, this one actually broke. I didn't use it all up. It was broken, I think, when I got it. But hit pan on 4, almost hit pan on this one. So definitely, you can tell I love these palettes. All right, the next one is gonna be Tartelette Tease palette. Very cute palette. I just don't find myself reaching for it very often. It smells yummy like cocoa. One of my biggest drawbacks about using this palette though is I have found that the shades can be a little bit dry. Probably gonna be decluttering this here very soon. Next palette we have here is Party Animal. It's by Lauralee Los Angeles. When I saw I was getting this palette, I believe I got it through BoxyCharm, I was so excited. I was just so tickled. And here's why. Look at these colors. They're absolutely stunning. And Hungover is a really pretty shade. I don't know if you can tell here. And so is Bottoms Up. They both have like a glitter in them. Very sparkly. And this one's very deep and very pretty. Very pretty palette. I'm excited. It's one of my favorite palettes in my collection. And if you guys are interested, you might check out Lauralee Los Angeles' website and see if it's still available. This I absolutely love and I need to get more use out of it. I purchased it and I got some glitter glue. Again, it's a glitter, so I'm still a little apprehensive about using it. But I don't know if the camera is doing this justice. It's multicolored, really pretty glitter. It's from NYX, and I don't know what shade it is. Oh, well. Oh, it's in 106 Crystal. Very pretty glitter. Alright, so along with that, I picked up this pigment by NYX. It's in the color Magnetic. Very pretty. Just opened it before I started filming today. Anybody else have a hard time getting pigments to come out of a container? I may have to poke some more holes in it. Goodness. It is really pretty once I can actually get some out of the container. I actually tried it earlier. You have a really pretty sheen. It's hard to tell right there. You can see it a little bit, but it's much better when you can get a little bit more out of the container. Okay, the next pigment I have is this one. It's from the Kathleen Lights collaboration with ColourPop, and this one is called The Bowl. I believe I ordered this when I purchased the Just My Luck palette because I went on a very green purchasing spree that day. Just look at this. Ooh, I'm gonna make a mess. Very pretty. It's almost got like a gold and silver reflect to it, but very pretty shade of green. I've seen pictures where people also wet the brushes when they were getting ready to apply it, and it was even more stunning. So yeah, definitely worth it. I do believe this actually still might be available on their website. You just have to go to ColourPop's website and see. Alright, so next we're gonna have these. And if you're wondering where I got this container, I actually got this at Marshall's, and this thing is so cute. It holds these shadows and everything so well. I really wish I could find another one, but I'll have to keep an eye out for it. If I could find another one, I'll grab a couple actually. Alright, so these are my single shadows and my smaller quads. These first 2 shadows are very amazing. These are actually UV reactive shadows. I purchased them on Amazon. They're Stargazer, and I don't think there's names. It's just 204 and 202. I really wanted to try to use these around Halloween, go to like a haunted house or something like that with the UV reactive lighting, but I just wasn't in the cards this year with everything going on. So that's something I definitely want to do, is maybe do a look with these and then do a video where you guys can see how it reacts to UV light. Should be pretty exciting. I will definitely, it's on my list. It may have to wait till next year. I don't know. We'll see. But they're very, very pretty, and they're very pigmented in person. These next 3 eyeshadows are going to be Jelly Mutt shadows. These 2 came with that Sweet Talk palette I mentioned earlier. This one I purchased. You can tell it's in different packaging. It was one of the first ones I believe that came out. I got these a few months ago. This one is in the color Half Moon. which I don't know if this one's even still available. And there's what this one looks like. It's almost like a berry color with about a kind of a purpley blue undertone to it. Very pretty eyeshadows. I definitely love this color. It's like a deeper magenta type color. Very pretty, very great for winter time. So I'm gonna definitely try to get some more use out of this one. Okay, and this one is in the color Close to You. Very beautiful pink. And I do like the fact that they went to these containers. You can see right through it. And these little inserts are very, very true to color, to the shadows. So again, very beautiful. Very pretty. Definitely this one, the shade especially, is better as a topper. It's very, very sheer, so I found that trying to wear it on its own, it's too light, it doesn't show up. Alright, this shadow is in the color Big Ego. Very pretty. It's a purpley shadow with like a greenish blue undertone, almost like a peacock kind of feel. Very, very pretty. If you want to see more swatches on Close to You and Big Ego, again, I did swatch them when I did the tutorial video for the Sweet Talk palette, and I'll link that up above so you can watch that. Alright, these two shadows are very pretty. This one, I have not been able to find any more of these. It's called the My Must-Haves Individual Shadows from Essence. And very, very pretty shadow. It's like a bluish, whitish shadow. Very subtle. Definitely works for like an inner corner highlight. Goes great over darker shadows. Also makes a very pretty look if you just want like a faint little pop of color. This one is in Have a Nice Day. I haven't been able to find any more singles in Ulta. They have a lot of Essence palettes, and they have, you know, the rest of their cosmetics line, but I have not been able to find any more singles of these. If you guys know where you can find them in store, or even if they're available somewhere online, go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below and let us know. So the next one I have here is the Havana from Camila Cabello's collection with L'Oreal. And this is such a pretty shadow. I'm not going to swatch it because it's very glittery and it's very hard to get off, so keep that in mind if you do pick up a shadow like this, or if you could still, you know, pick up this collection at all. I'm not sure if it's still available. These two quads are from Wet n Wild. This one is in Hasta La Costa Baby from the Flights of Fancy collection, and this one is the Nights Quad from Fire and Ice collection. Very pretty. Transition shades are really nice. Don't be afraid if you see this. I believe it might still be available. Don't be afraid of the colors. They're very wearable, very blendable, and very, very nice. I think they only retail for like $4.99, so I definitely love them until they absolutely fall apart. They're going to be a part of my collection because they are my favorites from each. Alright guys, so we're down to my Super Shock shadows. And this one, very pretty. It's in the shade Birthday Treat. It's from this year, from their 5th birthday celebration. We actually got these free with an order. It has a cute little number 5 on it. Looks like watermelon seeds around it. Very cute. Next one is the shade Sequin. It's very pretty. Almost reminds me of a copper penny. Very, very pretty. This one is in Glow Sticks, and I love this one. Very bright yellow. Again, when I ordered the yellow monochromatic palette, I ordered this one. And as you can tell, it's definitely been given some love so far. Next one is Sailor. This one is like a taupey color with like a brownish green glitter reflect. Very pretty. It makes a better topper than anything so far from what I've found. We have Here We Go Again, another gold color. Unfortunately, when I got it, it was cracked, and that does happen if you order a Super Shock shadow. It may come cracked. It just has something to do with the formula. Don't worry, you can do exactly like I did with this one. This one's in Coconut. Beautiful blue. I don't know if you can tell right there. It looks like it's been pushed down. It was very broken when I got it. I just went ahead and repressed it, and it was just fine. It works just fine. Very beautiful blue. And here is the green one. It's in the color Fizz. And I got this when I ordered my Just My Luck palette also. I ordered this one, I got the pigment, and I got the palette. Very stunning. It's got like a green, or it's a green with like a yellow gold reflect to it. And these three right here are my new favorites. They go with the Smoke Show collection. And this one is Frisky. I love these names, they're so cute. Very, very pretty. Almost like a gunmetal, very sparkly gray. This one, goodness, is Liberty. Again, it's just like a melted metal. Very, very pretty, very rich, very pigmented, very buttery. And this one is in the color Tassel. Very white with a silver reflect to it. Very, very pretty. Again, I'm going to be including these in my review for the Smoke Show palette collection, so definitely keep an eye out for that. I'll do some more swatches and stuff of these when we get to that video. They're very pretty, very rich, very pigmented, very buttery. The formula on their Super Shocks in general is stunning. Alright, so the final products I have are right here, and it's going to be the Wet n Wild. They're the new liquid catsuit shadows. This one's Cosmic Teal. This one kind of reminds me of a peacock. It's dark blue, green, almost a little bit of purple glitter to it too. This one is in the shade Fairy Tale Ending. And I believe these were only about $4.99. I think I found them at Walgreens. They're very pretty. They have almost the same feeling as the Stila shadows when you apply them, that cooling feeling. There's Fairy Tale Ending. Then this one is Black is the New Black. It almost has like a greenish gold glitter to it. Very pretty. I was thinking about wearing this around Halloween, but I didn't do anything for myself for Halloween. And my daughter was a scarecrow, and I wasn't about to make her a heavy metal scarecrow. So yeah, there's that one. And the last one is, I love this one. It's called Cashmere Love. When I think of cashmere, oh, I just think soft and comfy and cozy and very pretty. It's like a brown with like a gold and a silver glitter reflect to it. Very, very pretty shadows. Very pretty. And they stay pretty well. When you go to take them off, they do have the glitter, and it does take a little while to come off. So you just got to keep working at it. So definitely keep that in mind to have the right kind of remover to get something like this off so that it makes it easier for you. I believe, like I said, they were about $4.99 each, and they're available right now if you want to pick them up. Again, I got them at Walgreens. They may be available at Walmart. I believe they are. Or probably on Wet n Wild's website. Last one I received from BoxyCharm, and it's the Eye Luster Cream Eyeshadow from Ciate London. No, you're not seeing double, although they do look quite a bit alike. This one's a lot more sparkly. One's in Cupid, I believe. It doesn't have a shade name on it. I think it was on the box. But this one is extremely beautiful. Definitely a topper. I can't wear this. I think I actually attempted to wear it by itself, and it's very, very light. So I definitely want to put something under it. But there is what that looks like. And again, it has that same amazing cooling feeling. Very beautiful, very shimmery, very much love this one. I definitely won't be decluttering this one. I haven't had it that long, and I definitely want to give it a couple more tries. I can honestly see if I can keep it up towards the front of my drawer, definitely trying to use this, use it completely up instead of having to declutter it before it hits its expiration. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of another video. Thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of you and hope you're having a beautiful holiday season. Before you leave, drop down to the comments down below and let me know one thing you're thankful for or one thing on your wish list, or both. And also, before you leave, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification down there to let you know whenever I upload new videos. I will have part 2 of this coming soon, so don't miss that. Have a great day wherever you're at, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!